It's holding down the mid site with a lock jaw hold.
Yeah, when you lose control of that A set and you allow Winsome to get that space, at a certain point in time, everyone on Renegades is going to make that realization, oh man, it's going to be a B hit. Now, they know that that Viper Orb was set up from the pre-round, so it's like, okay, Renegades, they're going to be making those adjustments, right? They're going to transition themselves towards mid. That wall has already gone up. It's a predictable wall as well, given a look at it. I mean, SONIQS have run the same thing over and over with that kind of wall. It's either they're going to split into mid or they're going to get super aggressive off of the B main take. And there was no contact towards B main, so Renegades made that read. They made that adjustment, and they find themselves the first. Now, SONIQS, a 5-man push as Roy might get the brunt of it.
Backs on out immediately. Good discipline as now he groups up with 3 players on the back of sight. They still have one watching over for potentially a flank or a lurk. But Roy
that wall.
with a gap in the wall. Roy exploits that all day, any day, baby. Ian and Dizzy, they take 2 back, but does that really give them all too much of a chance? The shock dart is gonna ping down Dizzy Life down to 55 HP. Randy Savage still fighting in the back of sight. CP2 so cheeky, has an angle right onto Pipes. If you get a wide swing over towards the right side of Pipes, he is done for. CP2 has that angle. Same thing with Dizzy. They're both stuck. 50 seconds left. Owl drone goes in. Might get the info onto Dizzy, and indeed it does. What an owl.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say all Dizzy has is really that.
Oh,
I was going to say the cloud burst, but even then, they just spam right on through.
headshot too.
Yeah, quick peeks there for Renegades to pick up the second. SONIQS, it was a good effort. The wall goes up, and that really did slow things down. It's different when you're on the receiving end of a Viper wall. So Renegades, great delay of the push. SONIQS, it was a very light eye, although a couple of their players are going to have to work with lesser guns. Crunchy in particular with the Garden. The rest are going to land themselves onto rifles. Renegades turning this one to a bonus. It's, for some reason, it looks like they're the ones on the eco.
It's a little weird. I mean, still, of course, it is the bonus for the Renegades, so nothing too crazy. But SONIQS still keeping up with a Guardian right by their side too. It's not exactly a surprise he's actually picking it up, but Winsome, what a position, man. Cooped up with Roy. This Vandal's about to go down. Triple aggression into the back of A main. We talk about SONIQS doing double duelists to actually take up that A main area. How about triple players now for SONIQS? Wall up though, great stuff by Retro. That's gonna delay so much time. That restricts a little bit of space, but it might not help them out all too much off the retake. They need to get this wall down ASAP to give them some leg room. Renegades, still, with 5 players remaining, they slowly make their rotation on.
Yeah. Oh, the Viper Orb goes up. This makes it a little bit more easy, at least for Dizzy in this position, to get aggressive. Slow Orb as well, very well timed. 4 versus 5. Clix has got a nade lined up, trying to delay, and that's going to do
CP2's
so
done.
much damage. CP2 goes down. Clix locking it away. 3 versus 3 as the kills go back, and there's a swing from Crunchy, but they're all falling. It's just on the Bob and a 1 versus 2.
Bob wide swing has to spray transfer, but it's not gonna happen. Roy closes it out, and that's gonna be the round. 3-0 for the Renegades. And again, eco. Thrifty round for the Renegades, going off of the bonus, and SONIQS, essentially their momentum has been halted completely. This is going to be an early streak for Renegades.
Yeah, I mean, they went into that round with 2 Sheriffs, 2 Spectres, and a single Marshal. So for them to come out on top like that, they understood their position, right? They're in a bonus. They can exploit SONIQS' very slow default style and getting aggressive on that A site. Winsome goes forward. Same with Randy Savage. And along, I think it was also CP2 as well at a certain point. So to get aggressive like that and to take that space away from SONIQS early on, when you've got the lesser guns, you need to close that gap to make those Spectres work. Very well done by Renegades. Retro is bonusing this one out again. He's picked up a Guardian here, and it could work in this long-range position. We saw what he's been able to do with the wall.
Let's see it, Retro. With the Guardian looking for a couple of taps, gets Crunchy in the body. There goes that counter wall again. Not only is he able to cross off of it, but does leave less space. But wow, nice stuff from Dizzy. Immediately taking down Retro. They need to take down that wall ASAP. Like I mentioned, though, it's that wiggle room. It's that space for them to at least keep those Spectres close. But Plant will finally be able to go down. Crunchy barely places it down, but look at the amount of util from Just the Viper alone, covering up site as much as possible. Speaking of Viper, CP2 on the prowl, over towards the mid side. Wins some, still up close. Could be able to pop out with the op. And now 3 players trying to rally into yellow box. Wow, what a swing! 1 more player remaining, and it's Ian crunched up against CP2 in a wall. Just like that, Renegades. They dismount for a 4th, and good stuff from SONIQS, at least getting that spike down. We talk about how they have been able to kind of take advantage of one-man B holds. But that was purely just for the spike plant. What can they actually do after with a couple of pistols? They try out the util in terms of Bob, but other than that, it falls apart.
It's also very well done for Renegades on that retake, right? They kind of sit back, they wait. SONIQS, they did what they could to exploit that single player there, right? It was literally just Retro, and they knew what Retro planned to do. He's been playing that solo B hold. Now they're gonna get punished here by Winsome. A little bit of a change up for Renegades, a little bit of an adaptation. This actually might catch them off guard. They hear the boost, and oh, Winsome, while he gets the aim right, he can't get the trigger, and it's Retro instead for a double.
Retro's gonna counter wall too, alongside Randy Savage with Hunter's Fury. Retro from above could be able to get 2, but Crunchy takes it back, immediate heal. Now we're back to even strength, 3v3, but that's such a tough interaction to even go for, because if they want to go to A, run right into the Viper's Pit.
Exactly, yeah, that Viper's Pit is so deadly. We talk about how the buff has made it so unbearable to walk into any Viper utility. Well, that's the worst of it. Now here on the site, it's just Randy Savage. This is a full commit now. They need to keep Viper's Pit up. I think they are still concerned they could be just holding and faking out towards the A site, but no flashes to clear and no one to take out Randy Savage. He's found one, puts it in a 2v3 with 50 seconds left. SONIQS are stagnant towards B main, and it is a difficult fight now that the Yellow Drone comes out.
Has to chill, because Randy's still around the corner, and Ian knows it.
The
Look at the angle that Randy is even watching. That's going to be an easy kill for Ian, but Roy still above on top of the tin can. They haven't spotted him just yet. That Sparrow could just go out, though. He has to chill. He has to wait. That spike goes down, and Roy could immediately get that clap back. And
watch it,
looking from up top, and the up isn't able to do anything. And CP2, he was throwing out a molly, caught with his pants down, so Ian might be able to get the plant down through the box. CP2 can't control his spray, so instead, Ian with a lockdown, and CP2 has to fight immediately. Throws out an orb, could smoke himself off. Still back into yellow boxes. Ian, CP2 in the middle, waiting for it out. The lockdown is destroyed. Ian put it right out in the open. Ian is behind CP2. That orb can just keep going.
He's gonna
Ian
stick
needs
it.
to fight.
He's gonna stick it.
Injury. No way! Like a Viper in tall grass. CP2 sitting right in the middle, and there is no view for Ian. CP2 on the edge of the orb, sticks to the defuse. Ian doesn't see him, and Renegades pick up a 5th. Everyone left scratching their heads.
Oh, Ian, that is
unreal.
The most tragic way to lose the round. Good man. That was his, man. He just had to step like literally a foot closer. Right. He would have spotted him. He would have seen CP2, but no. Denied the chance, and now it's SONIQS down 5-0. This is the first time we've seen them down by such a deficit, and Winsome taking the fight to them, trying to shut them down early on. It's an eco here for SONIQS. Bladestorm for Dizzy. See if he can change the round.
And Dizzy's away. He was getting pinged out. Bob still with that Viper's Pit, has to invade side, and Winsome just goes through, losing out on HP, but he doesn't care. He's back out in the safe arms of his teammates, but actually clicks right through the wall and through the Viper's Pit, ends up getting a kill. Retro on the back line, picks back up Winsome. No, no, there is somebody on the flank. CP2 currently making his way into the back of main, but still Dizzy somehow trying to navigate through. It is pure chaos. Blix takes down Retro. Still 3 in the back of sight for Renegades. Still watching for the peek up for CP2. Blake going in! Oh! But there's Showstopper through, and Winsome takes down Ian. Viper's Pit is still alive, and Blix takes up a 3rd with the Deagle. CP2 on the prowl from behind. They don't expect it. 50 HP down. CP2, a gust of wind would take him down, and Blix can't take him down. It's actually Bob.
Enemy remaining.
Blix down to 4 HP, and Bob picks up 3. It is his domain. You enter, and you will not walk out alive. SONIQS pick up finally a 1st. And what was just bang, bang action. Nobody knew what to do there, Sully.
Oh, Renegades, dude. They have the perfect counter for that Viper's ultimate, but Bob, when they need it most, she's going to come up so clutch. Renegades, 5-1. Finally, SONIQS on the board here, and I thought for sure Renegades had that. They were clearing everything up, but you just can't remove the Viper. If you can't take it down, neither will the Viper's ultimate, and Renegades, they suffered dearly because of it. Early peek here from CP2. Broad burst up, but no dash. It's SONIQS who go slow once more. Renegades, it's Winsome, though, who's gotten a very advantageous position. Look at that. Punishing Ian. Caught lacking. Early trade back here by Dizzy as we go back to a 4 versus 4. An eye for an eye, and Renegades, really nothing going for them. Complete emptiness on the A side as they find the first, but it's easy for SONIQS to retake. However, they are very cautious that Winsome could still be there.
The mystery, at least of this B-man area. You see that wall again, Sully. They're just going for the corner plant. But CP2 needs a pick here. He catches it onto Bob too. That would be even more detrimental, especially for the orbs that would go up. And CP2 catches one off the cross, and that's the spike spotted. The rotation's gonna have to come in quick. Retro still takes down Bob, and the snake bite. Crunchy still alive, and oh my god, the snake bite actually hit right behind the wall. Well done. SONIQS still down to 2 though as Roy takes down
Look at Dizzy.
Oh, Dizzy takes down Winsome. Beads of sweat for sure. A little bit, almost could have been a heartbreaker, but CP2 on the prowl and yellow box. Crunchy drops and still gets the kill. And now Roy anticipates that the player would be behind the wall, but Dizzy around the world goes back into B main. The Aussies have a second.
So well done there by Dizzy to try and play unpredictable, changing up his position literally last second. They knew where Dizzy was, right? That's exactly what he wanted. Roy was expecting around the wall, but no, Dizzy doubling back. Well played to him, and SONIQS second round up. It's Renegades here. They're on such a light buy. SONIQS going back to their old ways. It used to be very acceleratory, right? They would burst onto sites, but now they're sitting, they're waiting, they're looking for picks, and that's what you need. Winsome, though, he's been so annoying here on this A side. He's been so good at getting these early picks, and he's going to go for one here again.
Flex immediately taking down Winsome. It's that early aggression that we mentioned, as now Roy was on the front line of that one, including Randy Savage holding up a cross. And, well, it works out incrementally in a sense, but still pick back. Bob.
Oh, he knows.
The way up.
He knows.
That's wonderful. Oh, whoa. Oh, CP2 just walks on by. Oh, my God. The timing on that. Bob is still looking for CP2.
Oh, Bob.
Oh, he got him. Great job from Bob. Now Bob, she sits up on top of Tin Can, and now, again, Bob maintaining her domain. Renegades now down to 2. Is now mostly towards the back of their spawn. Still taking up kitchen control.
Oh, Randy. One. Oh, Randy. Clean on the Sheriff. It's an eye on as well. Got a recon ball to get more info. It's Roy with the secret. This could be big.
Oh, there you go.
2 guiding lights. They've got all the util they need.
Yeah, Randy's ready. Same thing with Roy. Snake bite does go through, though. It does cover up Spike. So 3 in the back. Dizzy needs a pick, but Randy goes big again. Ian, Bob, still countering up the cross. With the alarm bug going off, they can't get the defuse, and Ian and Bob, again, yet another disaster averted. Renegades, so just getting so close off of these retakes.
Their pistols, their ecos, their retakes for Renegades are looking phenomenal, right? With strong legs, or Roy, apologies, isn't going down in those opening seconds. That retake utility, that ability to transition from site to site, and a great delay from both CP2 and Retro, respectively, on the B site. It is becoming very scary when Renegades are in a disadvantage. It can make the retake happen. SONIQS, these rounds are getting close. Yes, you're pulling rounds back. 3 in a row for yourself. Same strat here for Winsome as he's punished once more.
Woohoo! Early peek from Plix. We've seen it before. He likes to early satchel up to the top of rafters to try to catch the jump on ropes. And it works out this time. Bob, however, sticking around the mid side, and everyone from SONIQS is staying relatively quiet. Just stay in that back line.
Yeah, I mean, Now with that Owl Drone, I expected a Hunter's Fury, but Bob is able to get the peak roll, eh? Quick transfer.
Boy, the boy.
4v3, but Dizzy takes it back. 4v2, and yup, there's the cleanup finally. It's just CP2. I don't think he's got much left to do here.
Well, 2 kills. Viper's pit. Go for it. Let's see it. Getting one onto Bob.
Oh,
Still
and
Plex
that's
around the
a
corner.
spike.
And that spike. Whoa, 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 whoa. And the wall right on through. He can maintain that going.
He's got to watch the flank, though.
Oh my god. Oh my god. He just covered himself up. Even if Ian wasn't there, he covered up. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Like you said, SONIQS was more than likely to win the round at the very end of things. But the one thing that I was getting worried about, Sully, was actually the economic damage. SONIQS, they were winning out those rounds, but by very slim margins. The rebuy round after round was starting to accumulate. That round was a lot more important than we thought.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that Renegades have been able to take down 3 or so players, and that one is especially could have been a lot more disastrous for SONIQS, right? They only lose 2 players, thankfully. Renegades, it's another eco here. They've been punishing Winsome over and over again. I'm curious to see in the next round if they decide to change that up, right? They were expecting it again. Plix was watching. Plix is punishing the twice on the push, and they might do it again. No, Winsome scraping on by off of a Marshall shot from his teammate. It's 1 HP off of Dizzy, but a revive back as they work back into the A site now.
And good combo with the nade too, covering up the angle for that revive. So revive goes in clean and
wow.
Wow.
This orb goes down. Oh, Retro! There to punish. Rifle picked up, but it's back to 4.
Yes, sir. Oh, my God.
Oh.
Showstopper stopping the show, at least here on the A site. Plix takes down Randy Savage. In one fell swoop. Now there's only 2 players remaining. Love that setup in tunnels, dude. Can't get over it. Still, now for the Renegades. Slowly inching their way up over into Rafters. They just want to get a couple of frags here, man. I mean, they got to go for it. Their economy was very low at the beginning. They barely bought, so now Retro has to go into a 1v4. Knocking down Crunchy a little bit on HP, and that was just actually a pretty good fake from Plix. Just shooting out a couple of bullets. No way he wouldn't check the other corner. Dizzy has to focus on to Plix. Just minute things. 5-5 though. That's not very minute. That's huge.
Yeah, Renegades. Dude, we saw this like with SONIQS and Easy 5, didn't we? It was 5-5, 5 rounds in a row for SONIQS, 5 rounds in a row for Easy 5. This time it's 5 rounds in a row for Renegades and 5 rounds in a row for SONIQS. Crazy how things work out, man. Crazy how things work out. With SONIQS, they've got 1 off for the lockdown. I don't think Ian's going to try and contest for that too heavily. This A site has been marginally easier. And the Viper's pit on the B site, we've seen this over and over from Bob. He's going to do the same thing here. Get that height, get on the zip. Had it not been for Plix, finds an opening frag. It's Winsome who goes down. The Viper's pit for Bob. There it goes, activated here, and it looks like there's a huge contest from Plix once more.
Yeah, watch out for Roy, still sitting up on under. They know that they still have that anchor, that Sky sits around, and Roy pops out, takes down Plix. So that's always something for them to work with, but Dizzy makes his way through, slithers into that mid area. There's another Viper slithering in the back lines. CP2 gonna have to save the economy for the Renegades, all too low, and they have to aim up for that last round. And what? First of all, how does Dizzy spot CP2 first?
Round in
and
the
like barely any reaction? Was he just trying to play like peekaboo, just like you can't see me?
CP2 was playing like hide and seek. He was like, if I don't move, they won't be able to see him. But unfortunately, Dizzy did see him. So SONIQS
yeah.
keeping no guns alive. Renegades 6-5. 1 more round to go in this half. Ults plenty lined up here for the Renegades. They've got a revive, Hunter's Fury, Showstopper, and the Cabbages, the Seekers, if you will. So we'll see what they can get done with it. They can use the Seekers for early info. We've seen what Winsome, what impact he can get off that Showstopper. But SONIQS, this is the first, or I think the second mid approach now after the first going down in the pistol round, but it's instead not towards the B side. This is the first, it's towards A.
Oh, that's huge. Plix takes down Randy Savage, still in the mid side. Plix with a wide swing. Training back Winsome. Look at the position from Crunchy right now. Could shut down CP2 off the quick rotation, and this time it's actually Retro rotating back into the attacker spawn. But still, Dizzy takes down Retro. Ian takes down Roy. CP2 won his battle back in their own spawn, but again, pure chaos as SONIQS. They just wanted that mid control ASAP. And by the end of things, it's CP2 going down to Plix. Triple for Plix as SONIQS, they rally back from 5-0 down all the way up to 7-5 by the end of the half. What a half from Plix again. 15, 9, and 4. Same thing with Bob and Dizzy. All three of them getting double digits by the end.
That's what you want. Plix and Dizzy, we talked about it being a battle between the duelists. Well, Renegades, they haven't shown up. Retro and Winsome, it was working in the first 5 rounds, right, for Winsome and both Retro, but eventually SONIQS started to learn. They started to adapt, and that's when things got really, really messy for the Renegades. Now, SONIQS, on the defensive side, this is their better side. 71% win rate overall on the defense compared to a 61 on the attack, and they have a much more defensive comp. We saw just how great of a lockdown they had against EZ5. It's going to be difficult here for Renegades to break through the Sage, the Viper, and the Killjoy. You got to be worried if you're a Renegades fan.
It's tough. It's tough. I mean, I don't exactly know how they'll be able to navigate this, but wish them the best of luck. Renegades, mostly grouped up over towards mid. They do have Winsome sticking around the A area, but Bob, he has proven to be such a menace in B main in past Icebox matches.
Right, yeah, she is so good at controlling and mitigating the toxins, so to manage it properly, great snake bite, but I don't think that's going to get them much information. We have seen in the past, Ian will late throw a Nanostorm down onto the planner to try and at least buy a little bit more time, but it's Renegades who have gone exceptionally slow now, but it does feel like this is leaning towards the B side, given that Winsome is playing that lurk on A. There are going to be no entries working into B, so they're going to double back here, Renegades. They want to play off the entry, and Winsome, he's got a lot of ground here, but there are still 2 players, and I think a wall ready as well that's been bought up here by Crunchy. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, okay, so Crunchy, right off the first contact, wall goes up, and immediately
30 seconds left.
At least one player's trying to fight. They're hearing a whole lot of sidearms in the back of A main. That Sky so pesky up close. Dizzy still around the corner, gets flashed out and has to dash away. Triple in the back of sight for SONIQS, and now they start to fight.
Oh!
Dizzy gets one, same thing with Crunchy. So 2 players trying to get that spike down. It's a mission to carry the payload, and the payload gets dropped. CP2, the last player remaining in a 1v4. Catches up 2, but with only 4 seconds remaining, Ian cleans it up. And the SONIQS with a pivotal pistol round dub.
Huge from SONIQS there. I mean, what a great hold. That wall so perfectly timed with 40 seconds left. That's when Crunchy decided to throw it up, and he completely stumped the Renegades in their tracks. All that time but off, and you know, as soon as that wall starts to break, it has to be a commit. Everyone moves from SONIQS. Beautifully done there, and Renegades, I don't know what the response is going to be. It's going to have to be a light buy, and SONIQS, it's back to the double marshals. Bob is looking for early contact, and boy, oh boy, it's 5 players to walk straight to him.
Right here.
Oh, there you go. So Bob, just chilling out for time. She knows exactly what the pace is going to be like for the Renegades. Once that wall goes down, they just want to dash on through. So lets it go down and was more than ready for a pick. Doesn't actually end up getting a pick, but look at the flow chart. Has the orb on top of the box, places down a snake bite for the rotation into yellow box, so they have no choice other than to take on even more damage. Just fighting up in B main, just very passively. Ian takes down Winsome. 4 players still in the back of yellow box, trying to go for the plant. The wall is a little bit too deep though, so Ian takes out Roy. Crunchy takes down Randy Savage. It almost looks like a routine at this point. Retro takes down Plix, and one last player remaining. Retro with a classic is now chilling.
For now. For now
Right.
he is, but
For
I
now,
don't think
for now.
there's much he can do here. Crunchy, final kill to charge up the revive. So SONIQS, 3 players alive, and they do a really good job as well of building ultimates. Crunchy in particular, getting the revive for the 3rd round on a bonus. That could be the game changer. So Renegades, it's going to be a full buyback now with SONIQS. They're going to try and manage their economy. They're going to build it up. They've got a 4-round lead. They can let this round slip through and still be able to recover later down the line. Bob maybe makes an investment. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, so SONIQS are going for a full bonus right now to try and keep that economy going. It's the biggest part here on the defense, and Renegades struggling to get onto site, struggling to get the spike down. It's now 9 in a row here for SONIQS.
Oh,
That's a good way to counter him.
Yeah, right. That's just strong legs. Roy doing what he does best. Cheeky birds. Flying right into sighted. Oh, whoa. Okay. Ian wants to walk on through, but look at the position from Retro. Who would ever expect him in that position?
Definitely not, especially if you're Ian. You expect them to make the contact early into B main, not that far back, but it's a good read here from Renegades. What a cheeky Vipers. Well, they don't even check it. Surely they clear it out if they go for it, though.
Oh, they do. Bob with nothing but a judge has to get that first pump in onto Retro. They can't get anything out of it, so instead Plix wants to push the situation, and Retro gets another one. The legend, the triple legend, Retro, gonna go down to Crunchy, but Crunchy has to keep the train rolling. Only able to get 2, so it leaves Dizzy in a 1v3 with nothing but a Marshall and a Hope.
This is a little bit unwinnable for Dizzy. The Vipers wall as well, it does go down, so there's a little bit of a gap, but those toxins are going to slowly charge up for CP2.
Oh, he's there.
Dizzy's dancing around. I don't know if he spotted one. He's just looking for exits, I'd imagine. To damage the economy of Renegades, one more kill here would be perfect.
Randy.
Instant response.
9-6, going over towards the side of the Aussies. You know what's funny? I didn't even notice this. Renegades, like, we are looking at the Renegades, like the Australian, like
I thought about that.
Mainly Australian CS team Renegades, but the Aussies aren't actually Renegades, it's SONIQS. So just to clear up the air from now on, I'll be calling the Aussies as SONIQS. Yeah, just a thing from CS, man. I actually do miss that roster doing all so good, dude. But hey, in we go. This next round, it's going to be the SONIQS playing up a little bit more mid and A-centric, leaving Bob all alone. But it's more of a default for the Renegades, too.
This is interesting, though, for at least SONIQS, is that they're not throwing Plix straight into the battle. They kind of understand that Renegades have been waiting for these pushes, right? We saw it here towards B main, and maybe that's why they're not throwing Plix so deep early into A main. Well, Bob forced it back away. Orb goes up to try and delay. 3 players leaning to the B side now as starts to move on over. Ian setting up the storms in case the wall goes up. It's Renegades who are waiting and watching, really. Winsome has got nothing, so if they want to cancel back to the A site, there are still 2 deadly players, and a boost here from Crunchy gives them a little bit of an elevated position to peer on over, but still, 40 seconds left. Renegades are yet to make a move, really.
Again, it's going to be a tough one for him to even fight with, because it's almost expected that he would go on top of the wall. So he ends up getting picked down just a little bit. He does have a heal, and the orb goes up actually at a stellar time. Gets up a little bit more damage, but there goes the cabbages like you mentioned. Seeker's going down. Ian snagging down another, but whoa, look at the movement from Retro. How is he still alive? Dizzy picking up CP2 on the way back. Spike will end up going down on Renegades as they pick up a couple of very clean and easy frags. Winsome quickly from behind. Now it's Dizzy that can't make it away. What a pick from Winsome. That is massively crucial for Renegades going into the next 2 rounds.
Yeah, to take down the operator as well and to ensure that SONIQS have nothing saved up for this next one. Massive. SONIQS, not the best rounds, I have to say. I feel like a little bit sloppy. Renegades, that slow style really caught SONIQS unprepared, right? When you're wasting so much time, you're maintaining, you're giving them no information, right? If you are SONIQS, you need info to make those rotations. You need info to make the gamble to the B site, but Winsome's presence, right? A single Boomba kept those 2 players in both Plix and Dizzy on that A site, so this slow stop from Renegades, it's working out. SONIQS are a team that works so well off of information, but when you have none, what can you do?
SONIQS, they've maintained a couple of eco rounds already throughout the day. You're on the mainstream. See what they could try to pull off. Okay, the satchel alongside the sheriffs break apart the wall, but Roy still going for it, actually deeper than you would think. Snakebite does take down Roy to just about 16 HP off the tap too. In comes the take from Kitchen. Dash out. Dizzy goes down. CP2 and Roy clean it up in the back. Well coordinated, but they just get shut down immediately by a flying Roy and CP2.
Now it's just Bob. What can she find from this one? They've got no idea where her position could be. Sees the round, but misses the shot. Maybe wanted 1 or 2 exits, but nothing to her avail. Renegades 8-9, 3 back of their own. This game It is getting close. SONIQS, their streak was broken, but now they've got the buyback. The defense, I said it should have been their half, right? This is their half. 71% win rate on the defensive side. A much more defensive composition, but they are getting none of it in the rifle rounds.
No, certainly not. It's mainly SONIQS now, having to kind of step on the gas pedal. This whole half has been a little bit lacking in terms of the rifle rounds. We already saw, I think, what, 2 at this point? And in terms of formation, they ended up getting caught off a whole lot by the utility of Renegades.
Yeah, and the thing is that Renegades have been so punishing on these pushes, right? This passive style doesn't work against a team like SONIQS because, or it works well against a team like SONIQS because SONIQS love to get aggressive. They know when to pick their fights, but they've been punished too often that they can just sit back. They have to sit back, and well, they've been rewarded at least with one.
Okay, Retro picking up Winsome immediately, but the wall gets broken up, and Crunchy gets completely caught lacking. Retro with another one onto Dizzy. The battle stage comes out to play again. Plix down to 1 singular HP with the lockdown going in. It's going to be the Hunter's Fury to shut it down. So Retro with a counter wall. Renegades with almost full control of sight at this point. Plix has to just wait. Might not get pinged, but with only 1 HP, has to be that first contact. Almost like a bait at this point. Oh, the showstopper! Didn't even realize it. 3rd kill for Plix. SONIQS. 1-man disadvantage. 1 player on site. It's Roy.
Oh, Iron!
White Iron! A blunder! 1v3 for Bob as she waits up in the back of sight. Oh, takes down Randy. That's a massive kill, at least in that back line. You still have a showstopper in the hands of Winsome. Winsome just trying to tap it out. Could just pull out the showstopper and end it right here, right now. Roy down to just a sliver of health. That satchel goes off, takes down Bob to 40 HP, and that's the end of the round. 9-9 scoreline. Renegades, they've pulled it back now. It's the game of streaks.
Yeah, back and forth we go. Renegades tying things up now. It's a very difficult situation for SONIQS. You see how punishing it is when they can't get aggressive, when they can't get their way. Now it's up to really SONIQS to make these late game adjustments. That's what they did when the Renegades were able to get those 5 rounds in a row on their attacking side. So this is it here. Renegades need to turn up the tempo. Or apologies, SONIQS need to turn up the tempo. Flick on a switch like they've done in the past. Adjust quickly because they are running out of time here. They're going to play a little more aggressive. This is much better. Dizzy in a forward position, but it's with the lesser guns. Boy, because of that, he'll go down.
All right, quick from Winsome. Which I like to see for the Renegades, especially after SONIQS, round after round, picking up that initial entry frag. Now the SONIQS, they've been completely flushed out of the site. It's a little bit disastrous for them, as the only thing that they can do is just run into Renegades, who has not only full control of site, but also the extremities.
Slow and steady, it's Retro waiting underneath. It does look like maybe SONIQS aren't fully committed to this one. Exits would be the name of the game, and Plix, well, he's able to muster 1. 3 versus 4, a couple of extra would be very nice, as does seem like Bob has made her way on over. No, they're okay. Not too shabby so far. Save a couple of guns, maybe get a 3rd. Okay, Crunchy.
Wait.
2 versus 2. The spike is so far gone, though. They can throw the wall up, but is there time? Is there time? They're going to have to stick it. This poison orb is on it and everything. Shock darts are missing. They're going to get it. SONIQS with the 10th.
Oh, unbelievable! I just can't fathom it! SONIQS just won that round! Crunchy, you absolute legend! 10-9, and again, when all seemed lost, I was done. I just kind of sat back and I was just like, all right, let me prepare something to say for the next round. Dude, Crunchy, you legend, you've made Renegades take a break. We have a tactical pause.
Oh my goodness.
I can't.
I have a habit of cursing those clutches. I got another flashback
I
to
think
the
every
East Coast.
I think every caster does at this point, dude. I wouldn't have expected it.
There should have been no shot. The missed shock dart, the moment of panic from Randy Savage. An absurd round. SONIQS, they've got the lead, but just barely. If that's what it takes, the cheeky plays is what you need, then go for it. But I'm seeing little bits of hope, and with Plix and Dizzy getting aggressive finally back towards A, they're getting more info, and I think that's what they need most importantly.
And I needed this pause more than anything. This map isn't over, folks, not by any means. We're heading back into the game. As Renegades, they plan on kind of bouncing back from that one, but let's speak about it in a fundamental sense, Sully, because Renegades, they had 2 players on site. They immediately go down to Crunchy. They still had 2. They still had 2 in the back. They could have been able to do it, but it just so happened to be like literally the perfect combo of characters to make that happen, or agents to make that happen. So Renegades going forward, they want this to be quick. They want to pick up that momentum.
And they hold on to it. Oh, show something for Winsome. Who can he punish? There's nobody in his sight. Crunchy with one. Winsome back with the trade. They still have an advantage here. This wall is down and a 4 versus 4 left as everything slows for Renegades.
Now look at the bounce from Flix. Randy Savage takes him down. Bob, interesting angle onto Winsome. More interesting for Winsome in general. To be on top, watching over towards mid, but eyeing on the flank. That could have just been it, couldn't it? But instead now Renegades, they keep themselves actually congregated in the middle of the sites. They don't want another disaster to happen. Want to fight this straight up. Bob coming out, plays from the mid side. Quick scope from Dizzy, but Randy Savage is more than ready for it. Bob, 1v3, 30 HP. Not much you can do. He just wants exits.
He'll be lucky to even get one here. The Poison Orb is going to go down. Bob, nothing she can do. Wants one by the Jenny. Nope. Randy Savage with a 4th and a Hunter Siri online. Back to 10-10. It was just a little bit of a fluke, I guess, for SONIQS as Renegades bring things back to order. Another week by here for SONIQS. The lost bonus starting to tack on a little bit too much, and with that 1 round win, it does set them back just a little bit. So a much weaker buy here as Renegades look to strike an 11, saving just enough credits to ensure that if they lose this round, they can still buy up to keep Renegades off of 12 themselves.
So there's SONIQS. That momentum from the huge clutch. Also in terms of economy too, holding up with more of a juggernaut buy. It's more constant that we see that in CS rather than Valorant. But they still maintain it, and who else to put it on, right? They put the juggernaut, they put the Vandal on site, and it's none other than Crunchy that picks up a quick 2K. But Roy's just better, man. Picks up another 2, even strength. Now for both Renegades and SONIQS. One is quickly on the flank back, so it's Ian again. But with SONIQS, no control of sight, Spike will be able to go down, and the domain expansion, the Viper's Pit goes up, and it's going to be yet another one of those incredibly dramatic situations where SONIQS just can't find a way in. And look at the Viper's Pit too! Look how much it covered! It covered the top of Raptor, so he still took damage. That's insane!
Bob has got one of her own, but when do you use it? They're all sitting inside of it. Everyone waiting and watching. Couple of nanostorms go out. Nice. Bob is quick to punish the first. There is still an opportunity. They know where another is. Bob bullets in the mag, and 4 bullets is all she needs. CP2 alone. We've seen the clutch, and it happens again. Ian goes down to the snake fight, and Renegades go up to 11.
That's... Love it. I mean, it may just be a sign of the times, 2.06. But seeing these Viper clutches, it got me feeling a certain way, man. You always think that there's some sort of util on site, some sort of util right on the spike, and Ian falls right into it. I fell victim to it, but it looks so clean because CP2 just gets the first immediately onto the second just using util. Ah, feels good. But what about the take though, Sully?
I mean, Renegades, these takes have been looking, they've been looking so clean. SONIQS, again, it's their issue of not having any control. They don't know where to sit themselves on site. Renegades have been hitting A over and over again these last couple of rounds, and when they want to get aggressive, it's in the wrong position. CP2 instantly to punish, and they had no idea that hit was coming because they have nothing towards A. However, Bob, or Viper Pit goes up, and this could be the game changer, at least the round changer.
Interesting, interesting. So Viper's Pit early on to try to cover up the B site. Renegades is still fighting this. I mean, it almost makes sense. They have no clue what's actually going around this area because it's actually only one person. It's just Bob. Bob does get a kill onto Winsome. They know that she's over towards the back and still gets another one. The Viper's Pit worked out in their favor for now. It does go down, but it was worth at least 2 from Bob. Flix takes down Retro, so now CP2, the last one remaining in a 1v4. Let's see it. Flix around the corner. So clean from Flix. quick dash on from the satchel throws his opponent completely off guard. So 11-11. Let's go. 2 rounds separating the two. This is the type of action that you like to see. The top from Oceania coming into NA. Renegades, a perennial tier 2, tier 1 menace. And they're going at it, Sully. And this is only map 1.
Oh my goodness. SONIQS, it's 2 maps that it's the map that we've seen from both sides as well. Probably some of their best, at least. Renegades always been able to compete at a very competitive level against the best in North America on Icebox. So to have SONIQS battle back as well, it's quite a feat now. SONIQS have been able to scrape by with these rounds, right? It's been ultimates, it's been cheeky plays that have got them through, but they need a more solid, a more solidified round. They still have a showstopper to play with, but Renegades, back to the slow style. SONIQS, silence echoes across the map. It's deafening at this point, and Renegades, they're the ones that cause it. Nothing being radioed, nothing being telegrammed, and SONIQS, they sit so uneasily. They've got no idea where the hit could come.
Oh, the Viper wall does go up. Pretty good time for it.
Yeah, I heard the owl drone, I think, as well, Bob. So
yeah,
was that the poison sword?
Yeah, that word. Here. I'm just trying to think about it a little bit more, Sully, because really that whole Viper wall and that combo, it does do temporary damage, but you would think, right, for that to really be effective, you would need to have someone in B main to try to punish. Still that orb right in front, and it could be Bob to try to pop off. Gets one, and in comes the rotation from SONIQS.
Still up top, there's that showstopper, there's the punish! Flicks flying across, finds another. That revive is nullified as we're back to a 4v5, and Plix with a second.
Nice job from Plix. Sees the boom bot going in a certain direction, follows it up. Still one close. That nade might just straight out Randy Savage in a 1v4, and Plix absolutely pops off. 4K for Plix playing Ring Around the Rosy around sight. It's a perfect pivot, and now SONIQS 12-11 over the Renegades, 1 round away from snagging a map from under the RNG squad.
One more to go here, but the buy is still strong for Renegades. What's the pace change? Again, SONIQS have been able to get bailed out of situations due to cheeky plays, but that one was a lot more solid. That's what they needed, I feel like, to give me at least a little more confidence I'm going to close out this map. Great use of that utility. You kind of mentioned how you need someone to punish off of Bob's utility. Well, I think Bob is playing it perfect because as they enter the site, they'll be taking damage, and that opens things up here. Renegades, much more aggressive approach as Dizzy will be spotted out by the recon bot, but there are 3 players back, and Renegades, off of that noise, off of the noise they've given, gonna have to slow down. However, I don't know if they can go back to B. It's just too much of a risk to clear it now that the Viper's wall has gone down. There could be anybody lurking in B main right now.
That owl drone's gonna clear it. Not only that, but Bob gonna get that information. Here's the owl. Nothing too crazy. Not gonna be able to spot anything back yellow either. So instead, Renegades, 4 players, slowly making their way up on the A side, and it's a little bit more of a side trap towards elbow for these 3 SONIQS players. Look at the crossfire. That first contact actually comes in from heaven, believe it or not.
Winsome, he does get tagged down a little bit, so they don't really gain space. Yeah, Winsome having to back away, and that allows time to send out slow orbs. Nanostorms have been activated. It is a strong hold here from SONIQS.
Nice move from Plix, trying to get on away, needs coverage, but also needs to stay disciplined as the rest of the SONIQS stay alive. 5v5 to close out regulation. Let's see it. Renegades with a couple of players on site. Plix looking for that first contact, but the cabbages go out and are immediately taken down by Plix. In the meanwhile, CP2 taking down Ian right in the mid area, and Roy even taking down Dizzy. Plix has been playing around this position for a real long time and finally goes down. Renegades might just be stamping their way into overtime with a clean 5v5.
Overtime in the grand finals, Renegades. That was the strength that we saw in those past couple of rounds, and they brought it right back, knocking on the door. It was SONIQS to take the first map, but Renegades, a very clean execution straight back into A. It's
awesome.
Just been a battle of holds and retakes and executions. There is no clear victor yet. 12-12, it's overtime lined up, and SONIQS, deep breath. They've got a little bit of time to recoup, but now they're back on the offensive side. This is where they shine. This is where both teams had a little bit of turmoil. This first half, at least for SONIQS, it felt like there was no telling what was their better side because they had at the very end 7 in a row.
7 in a row off that first half. So SONIQS somehow need to keep up that energy. Oh my, flicks. Oh, takes down Winsome to 30 HP and somehow Winsome dodging bullets in midair. Able to get on away. So right off the bat, it's Renegades with the aggression that ends up getting the first frag. And there goes another one where now Randy Savage takes down Ian. Crunchy, however, picking up the orb. As SONIQS, they don't exactly seem to be giving up this A area just yet.
No, not at all. Crunchy, if he can get a kill here and get the spike down.
Oh, look at the wall.
Perfect setup. Yeah, the wall goes up. Fake towards the B side and Winsome. He's going to get dinked down. This is big. Crunchy with a chance for a revive. Spike, not transition to him just yet. Instead, it will be Bob. 3 versus 5. Low HP on 1, but the heal goes back in SONIQS. Fighting for their lives here in the first round of overtime.
Oh, the recon bolt not actually gonna pick away Crunchy. Bob just looking out in the back line for any sort of flank, and it might just go down. Dizzy, the only person remaining on site to really hold it down. Now it's just Bob in a 1v4. CP2 coming in and Winsome from the top rope. Clotheslines Bob in the Renegades. Pick up a 13th. One more away from closing out a dramatic map 1.
Perfect so far for Renegades. Finding those early picks, that's the change of style. Renegades get aggressive, they find the early picks, they play around it, and SONIQS stuck. That's what they struggled with, finding opening picks in rounds like that when you need to get something going in overtime. And now they need to get it going here on the defense. We saw just how stagnant SONIQS became, right? There was only, in the later stages, 1 round where they really had a confident victory. And now SONIQS, they have to struggle with going back to their old ways. The confidence has been lost. There's no aggression. This is looking rough if you're SONIQS. Renegades with all the momentum. A fulcrum swings their way. And it is disastrous here for SONIQS now.
Oh, this could get fun.
There's a pick.
Dizzy, no way! Dizzy doesn't get the pick onto Winsome. Would have been a 2-man advantage for SONIQS. But instead, off the initial contact, everyone is healed up. And they're still going. Renegades are still stomping their way onto the A site. SONIQS, they're contemplating the rotation, but with the Viper wall up, same thing with the Sage wall. This could get dangerous. Crunchy still in the back of sight, gets looped on by CP2. 3v3, and SONIQS have no control.
Yeah, you were hoping that a Crunchy there could stay in that isolated position, but maybe a little overcommitment as Ian, nothing from him.
Nice.
No overcommitment there, and he brings it back to a 3 versus 2.
Oh, Lord. Back goes Ian. I say nice because how disciplined was that? Immediately trying to make his way back into their own spawn. Just try to stay safe. Bob takes down CP2.
See the head. Oh!
Ian! Cheeky little shoulder swing, and we have a second overtime. This is... Man, when I told you this game would be a banger, I was not kidding. This is just so fun to watch.
Oh, check the score. It's 0-0. We're still in map 1. We're
still on map 1, dude.
This is the type of map that this would be a 3rd map. This is where you want it to be. But no, we're only in map number 1. Imagine what the 2nd and possibly even the 3rd map holds. SONIQS, when they need it most, they fight back. They dig deep. A very solid hold. Props to Crunchy for pivoting around that position on a solo area, by the way. So SONIQS staying alive just barely. Same thing with Renegades. 13-13. Another offensive hit towards B as it's just CP2 for now, but many rotations are happening across the map.
Oh, even that little peek of the pixel made me a little bit nervous. I was gonna say before, I have homework due at midnight. Yeah, sorry, Teach. If you're watching this, might be. Still, most of SONIQS congregated over into B main. But what is this? Ian. Is Ian about to get spotted out by the Owl drone?
I think he is, but this could work back the way of SONIQS now.
Ian's still going back.
Now that they've got that info, I mean, there's a very clear chance they could cancel. However, it is Randy Savage who's taking that little bit of a jiggle, Winsome very deep, so never mind. A full 3-stat commitment to the B site, even a 4th here, but it's Winsome. We saw this earlier in that first half. Winsome was a menace on this flank, and if he can do it again, it's Ian looking to punish, staying in range of the alarm, but everything here on the B site, CPT's got to back away. It's a retake here for Renegades if the spike goes down.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds, man. Just a slim margin of error now for the SONIQS as again they fall off of that B site.
No.
And Winsome has full control. 20 seconds left. SONIQS are starting to panic. They have to hold W onto the A side where they have no idea where Winsome is. Winsome around the corner. There's no way that they clear this. Spike is up close, and indeed they do. But Randy Savage from outside of the wall with the recon. What a combo, and the round is done. Randy Savage, the tower power, too sweet to be sour, funky like a monkey. Sky's the limit in the space. The space is the place. Lord, I love Randy Savage, dude, whether it be the wrestler or the player. Randy Savage shutting it down, getting 3 Renegades now with the advantage going into potentially the last round of this game. They need another one.
We gotta see, is it again the battle of the defense? SONIQS, and they tie it up once more, send us to a 3rd overtime. They've been good on the defense, at least in that last overtime round, but I still feel it's this mental battle. I'm not fully convinced that the SONIQS defense is going to work, right? There are these great rounds, and then it feels like they just fall apart here, and that could be the same thing as it's only 2 here. It's once more Plix and Dizzy. It worked against Sentinels. It worked against EZ5. Will it work here against Renegades? And the round they need the most to send us to a 3rd OT. It's Plix with the peak, but nothing from it. A dink in response.
Take through the wall with the Plix. Yeah, my B, man. That actually kind of sucks. So now he's back. Needs to get healed up. And oh, look at the nade. Bounces right in, but it's onto a dead body. Winsome flops to the floor as Dizzy gets the frag. Roy, 65 HP, but in such a pivotal position. They have no idea he's here. Plix has been looking over towards this back rafter for a while, but now they do. Roy still gets a kill onto Dizzy. Plix. The trade back onto Roy, still 22, and Plix just tries to throw away that 22 HP and see if he can get a pick before he goes down. So instead now 3 players for SONIQS trying to combo again. It feels like deja vu. Now the wall is up.
Oh, the wall.
There you go again. CP2, the last one remaining on a 1v3. Crunchy gets 2. And SONIQS, they push it to another overtime. Are you kidding me?
Here we go again. SONIQS 14-14. A phenomenal hold. Great use of the util to delay. That paint shell grenade was massive coming out from Plix to buy time to get a pick. And Renegades, when does it stop? It's the game that keeps on giving. One of these teams have got to budge on their offensive side. That's all that matters at this point. Renegades, here's your chance. We're heading into a 3rd OT now, and SONIQS, it's coming down again to the wire, Gus. I'm losing my voice. This game is just too much to bear.
We need summer to come by quicker, man. Just so I could actually chill out for a second. Holy. I don't know how many more of these open qualifiers that we could take. If it's gonna be teams like SONIQS playing up in these qualifiers, I don't know if my throat will take it, man. But Renegades, man. Going back into this, they do maintain only a singular player back into B main. It's CP2 covered up by his own Viper wall. And still alive, taking on a couple of bullets, but now SONIQS, they have that control of B main. Now they can make their way up. Randy Savage is close though. They saw that owl drone, but Retro could be here for the cleanup. Oh,
here's the difference though, is that instead Winsome hasn't gone aggressive on A main, so now SONIQS have a real chance if they want to. They can cancel back to the A site, but no. They're gonna grab the orb, but 50 seconds left. We've seen late rotations, last second calls from IN, but it's none of the sort this time around. Snake bites at the ready from CP2. Wall is up, but when does it go down? When does CP2 come out? SONIQS hanging on. 5 versus 5, 3 on the site, 4 for SONIQS, and it's Retro. A trade back from Bob, but chaos erupts, and it leaves them in a 4 versus 2.
And we go again, dude. I don't know how many times I gotta say it, but it's literally deja vu. It's the same situation happening again and again, and how does Retro even get there? He has that wall right on top. He was on top of it. He was on top of the other team's Sage wall. That's insane. Winsome gets the kill onto IN Renegades. Once again, pick up a 15th. We might be looking at a full CS 16-14 if Renegades take this next one.
SONIQS, is this where it finally breaks? This defensive side from both teams in overtime have been incredible. It's unbreakable at this point in Renegades. This is their chance, man. Again, I hate to say it, but SONIQS, at any moment they slip up. When does it fall? When do either of these teams fall? Because at a certain point in time, someone's defense has to break. Someone's offense must prevail. I have a feeling it might just be this one. Once more, Plix and Dizzy, they've been so clutch. But how many times, how many more clutches do they have in their bag here on A? They sit next to one another. Wall up, Dizzy alone in the site. He's got to do it all. Plix is repositioned. He's going to rotate back through to heaven. And it is him again. Him and Plix, Dizzy and Plix, the dynamic duo to try and hold them back.
Let's see it. Oh, close the nade, lands in, and Roy goes down, but not going to be able to deny the bomb. So instead, Winsome gets the kill back onto Dizzy. 2 more on the back of sight. Winsome takes down Crunchy. CP2 on the mid side could be able to get flanked on, actually, from the KJ. Ian has to go back and has to face on this A side that is being retaken by Plix, and Plix alone gets another kill. Winsome in the back, goes down to Plix. 2 more players remaining for the Renegades. There goes the showstopper, but it misses, but Ian gets the kill. CP2 1v3, Defea's going down, 2 on the back of sight. We are seeing more overtime. Are you kidding me?
24 and then some. We're at 30 rounds now, and we're not gonna stop. We got 2 more to go, ladies and gents, and Renegades.
Oh,
The heat is on. For SONIQS, the
man.
heat is on, man. Icebox, it's supposed to be a cold map. It's not supposed to be this intense. I tell people, Icebox is the best map in the game. I stand by that. And look at it here. Look at it here, man. Come on now. SONIQS are bringing it, and so are Renegades.
Maybe the teams are good and not the map alone. So no, Icebox is cool, man. It's giving us a whole plethora of action, not only this tournament, but also throughout VCT. I'm loving it all. I love Valorant, man. Let's go into it. 15-15. We've reached overtime not only in Val, but a certain other games. So now SONIQS, not exactly switching up their approach, Sully, full into B main, but this time with that cross Viper wall that they've been so accustomed to using in regulation.
I'm back to believing in SONIQS. This is the round where they break the mold. It has to be this one. 4 players lined up, but so many in quick rotation. This mid position, at least from Renegades, is so critical. Ian is watching for the Winsome flank. They need any advantage they can get in CP2. He has been a menace over here. His orbs, his walls, everything has been clean. Going for the early spam. SONIQS cut the noise. They're still worried this could be an A, and that's why I think Roy is rotated back for the spam. Does get one. CP2 takes down Bob. Wall will fall as well, and this is when SONIQS need to act.
And Viper and Bob needed that for the post plan too. Randy Savage taking down Ian in the mid side too, so even more utility getting taken away. These frags are way more pivotal than just bodies going down. It's the util potential. The wall goes down too. Crunchy only getting that plant. Renegades very quickly on the rotation. It's a group of 5 RNG, CT, defender players right in the middle of the site, looking to fight on. Plix on top of the yellow box, has to pack on out. Dizzy Life, same thing. It's double yellow box, and they might just get overwhelmed, and indeed they do. CP2 catching 2. Dizzy Life now in a 1v4, making a 1v2, taking down Winsome. You still have Retro in a pretty good position, but what? He dashes into yellow. Retro still watching the angle, and he gets the kill with a Vandal. Renegades stack up the bodies, but Dizzy made it possible.
We've seen him win 1v2 clutches on the opposite side, so never out of the realm of possibility. SONIQS, defensive side, where they need to hold up again. It's Renegades here. Can they break the mold? It's, again, the battle of the offensive side. Neither team is able to pick it up here in overtime. This is just a game to behold. SONIQS. Dizzy and Plix once more on the A site. Bob and Ian leading towards B. And again, it's Crunchy pivoted between the two. A little bit different, though. Renegades, they are breaking the mold. They're instead going to the B side, and Bob nearly gets punished for his unawareness.
All right. Apologies, Bob. Almost got surprised a little bit. Almost caught a little bit off guard. But no, Renegades, this is almost a mirror of what was the strategy for SONIQS. But they do end up getting that initial pick. And here we go. Man advantage now for the Renegades off the post plant. But look at the position for Crunchy. Deleted off the server by Retro. 2-man advantage for the Renegades as they hold on to the back of B. SONIQS slowly, surely needs to get this wall down, break the walls down as Dizzy coming out with the Rolls of Jericho, potentially trying to crunch away this yellow box area. Retro spacing on a whole lot of pressure. Dizzy takes down Retro. Still 3 all the way in the back lane, and they somehow need to navigate this. 1v3 for Dizzy. Roy and CP2, last 2 remaining. They have some util. Gonna be a flash coming out from Roy, and not only that, but the snake bite landing at a perfect time. Dizzy has to fight. Molly is in, and it's confirmed. Renegades, they win the marathon of a map 1.
And it only took us 32 rounds. Renegades, they finally broke it. All they needed to do was hit the B site. Jeez Louise. Renegades. Oh, it took forever, man. Took forever, dude. I got class in the morning. SONIQS keeping us going. Well, it was one hell of a fight from both sides.
You got class in the morning. I have homework due at midnight. The struggles of being young casters. Also, throat is already starting to die, so I'm gonna probably get some like